Alright, y'all, so there's this song. It's called Pretty Girl by Diablo, and it's not perfect. It's not perfect. I mean, even the name of the artist, Diablo, we gotta do something about that. But it is kind of getting closer. It is kind of getting closer to what I think will be good. And it's just a really nice song, yo. Like, it's just tough. Like, the beat and stuff like that, the way it's said, the way it's rapped and stuff. I ain't no music expert, but it's just nice. But we gotta fix the lyrics a little bit, and then after that, it's honestly like, and also the name of the artist, I forgot about that. But yes, that, and it would just be perfect. So this is a call to the next people out here, the next rappers. Make good music, sounds good, all that good stuff, but with good messages, alright? But I just want y'all to hear what I'm talking about. Alright, so we're just gonna go from the top to the bottom, the things that stand out to me, the things that I like, and the things that I think need some work, okay? So it starts off saying, si tú supieras lo que siento cada vez que me pongo a pensar en todos los momentos. And this is the part that I don't condone, okay? But look, it says, all the good times we had, me and you and I. Hot summer nights making love in July. The only girl that didn't give it on the first night. Una mujer incomparable, I'm a love for life. Me cautivaste with your ways and all the things you do. My pretty girl, I gotta make it work with you. So y'all can probably tell the things that I don't like. But it says, okay, all the good times we had, me and you and I. Okay, that's not necessarily bad, but then it says, hot summer nights making love in July. Like, no, yo. No. Unless you're married, you can't be out here saying that, okay? Okay? And then, but it does say the only girl that didn't give it on the first night. And I mean, okay. No, I still don't like it. I still don't like it, but let's bring it down. So, the only girl that didn't give it on the first night. I feel like something that it points to is the fact that, yeah, like, your significant other, they don't want to know that you've been out here, like, you know, catching all these bodies. You know what I'm saying? And I think it should be the same for everybody, yo. If it's a girl, if it's a guy, like, no guy should be losing their virginity until they're married. Same thing with the girls. But it's just been, like, because of sexism and all that type of stuff, I will say, like, I feel like the responsibility, especially, like, in the Mexican culture, has been put, like, the responsibility has been put on the girl. But really, it should be both. Like, both the guy and the girl needs to, you know, keep their virginity until marriage, okay? In all types of ways, not just like, you know, intercourse physically, but also to keep them eyes, that mind pure. Don't be watching that crazy on the internet. Okay? Anyways, next. What I was saying is, okay, so all the good times we had. So yeah, I think it points to the fact that, yeah, you don't want your significant other having really anybody's, but especially like if you're just gonna give it to anybody on the first night, okay? So I think that in a way, that's getting closer to what we would want, but I still don't appreciate the fact that they did do the thing before they got married. You could tell. I mean, a little spoiler alert. But we'll check that. But basically, the song, eventually he talks about giving her a ring. So yeah, they're not married yet. Okay. And I mean, again, this should be a thing that happens during marriage, right? But if we just like pretended that they were married for a second, I do like the use of saying making love, because I don't know, I mean, nowadays people just be like, yeah, like just catching some, you know, doing this, breaking back, something crazy like that, you know? It would just say something crazy. Or very explicit, you know what I'm saying? And making love, yo, it shows that there is like, it's not just about the physical. It's also like, yo, this is the person that I love, and I'm gonna be making love. You know what I'm saying? Like that, I think that's good. If they were married, but of course they're not, so still a problem. So yeah. And I mean, he does focus on the physical a bit, but he doesn't overdo it, which is something that I like about the lyrics here. Because he's like, me cautivaste with your ways and all the things you do. My pretty girl, I gotta make it work with you. So yeah, I mean, he's calling her a pretty girl and stuff like that. But he's like, he also likes the things that she does and stuff. And there's also like an announcement of commitment. He's like, I gotta make it work with you. So that's really good. Okay, and then this is the part where he actually brings out the ring. So he says, Tell the world, tell your girls and your family. Con este anillo te prometo you're my everything. Cause nobody's ever made me feel the way you do. I just dropped you off, already miss you. Chica bonita, sonrisa sincera. I want to be with you hasta que me muera. Let's make a pact and always be together. With you by my side, girl, I'm down for whatever. Oh. Okay. But anyways, so yeah, he brings out the ring. So yeah, he's making an announcement of commitment when he says, "I gotta make it work with you." And I also think it's good that he actually brought out the ring. You know what I'm saying? And in front of like his girl's friends and the family, and I think that's just amazing. You know, that's super important. And I think it's also good because again, he's not just focused on her looks and stuff. I mean, he does say "chica bonita, sonrisa sincera." Well, even the sonrisa sincera part, that's like oh like a sincere like smile. So I feel like that even goes past the physical and it's talking about how sincere she presents herself. On top of being like a chica bonita, which is like a beautiful girl basically. And then he talked about how he feels when he drops her off. He already misses her and he's just so grateful to have her and can't get enough of her. And then he talks about how I want to be with you hasta que me muera. So he wants to be with her until he dies. And he wants to make a pact and always be together with you by my side, girl, I'm down for whatever. Okay, so yeah, he just wants to be with her all the time, right? So it's just like nice to see that. Okay, and then it says, Señora, es en la vida el amor, te toca el alma, un sentimiento limpio que hasta el dolor te calma. Siempre estuviste conmigo, en las buenas y en las malas conmigo, solo Dios y tú son mis testigos. Inolvidable momentos que juntos pasamos y los problemas más fuertes juntos arreglamos. So I think that's really beautiful too because, you know, it starts off saying that en la vida el amor te toca el alma y es un sentimiento limpio, like this feeling of like this love that's in his life, like it's so pure, it's so like clean, it's this feeling is just that even like the it calms the hurt. So I think that's really beautiful. and just a really beautiful way to articulate it. And then it says siempre estuviste conmigo en las buenas y en las malas conmigo. And I think that's good too, like through thick and thin. Just that commitment again is just an amazing thing. An amazing value to have, a crucial value to have once you're like in a union or trying to like form a union. And then it says solo Dios y tú son mis testigos. And I think that's amazing too because God is in the picture as well. It's not just her or him, it's also God. And he's saying that like she has been like a witness to him and God has been a witness to him and whatever I guess he's gone through. And regardless, it says, inolvidables momentos que juntos pasamos y los problemas más fuertes juntos arreglamos. So even the toughest problems that they've had, they've been able to like fix them. But they've also been able to have just really beautiful like moments that are unforgettable that they've had together. So I think that's just a beautiful reflection as well. Like it reminds me of the relationship that Jesus has with the church. It's like, yeah, the church has a ton of problems, and I'm talking about the Catholic Church right now. It has a ton of problems and stuff, yeah, at times, you know, with this, that, and the third, but Jesus is always committed to the church, and it's just an unbreakable thing. And the Catholic Church still prevails right now, you know? So it's just amazing to see that as well. And the union, and with a union between a man and a woman, it's just amazing that God is there too, because it can't just be a man and a woman. God should always be in the union as well. So I think that is really beautiful as well. Okay, and then the next part says, incomparable mujer, a ti yo pertenecer, contigo yo fallecer, juntos como un solo ser. Una preciosa mujer que siempre está a mi lado, que en el dolor y las tristezas me has acompañado. Quieres mi vida, te la entrego si es lo necesario, pues en mi mente y corazón tú te tengo yo del diario. Te has encruzado todo mi corazón. Como un implante eres mi salvación, eres mi todo, mi razón de ser, de la creación, la perfección, una bella mujer. So that part is really beautiful as well. So it says una mujer incomparable, so like an incomparable woman. So I mean that's just more compliments. And then it says a ti yo pertenecer. So he belongs to her, and I think that's such a selfless thing. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like nowadays a lot of people are scared to entregarse a somebody else. Like they're scared of how do you say that in English? Like I don't think there's another word that sounds as nice. Uh, like entregarse. Like yeah, I guess just give yourself. Like it's scary basically nowadays for a lot of people to give themselves fully to somebody else. But he's like, yo, I'm here. A ti, yo te pertenezco. And I think that that's just like amazing. Like it's such a selfless, beautiful thing. And then he goes on, contigo yo fallecer, juntos como un solo ser. It's because he knows that together as a union, they're one being. It says como un solo ser, and then contigo yo fallecer. And yeah, like she's always there with him. It says, yeah, preciosa mujer que siempre está a mi lado y que en el dolor y las tristezas me has acompañado. So through the pain and through the sadness, she's always there with him as well. So it's not like she's just there in the good times. So that's a beautiful thing, and it shows that she's also pulling her part. It's not like he's just like, you know, entregándose. He's not just giving himself to her, like just like that. She's also doing her part as a woman and making sure that she's able to be there and help her man out when he's down, when he's sad, when he's hurt and stuff like that. And I think that's just such a beautiful thing. Like they're both doing their part, and I think that's just really how it should be. And then it says, quieres mi vida, te la entrego si es lo necesario. Pues en mi mente y corazón te tengo yo del diario. So yeah, she's always there in his heart, in his mind, and that's beautiful. And I mean, he says, quieres mi vida, te la entrego si es lo necesario. So if she wants his life, he's willing to give that up to her if it's necessary. So I'm assuming that means like I'll take a bullet for you kind of thing. And that's also beautiful. Again, it's just that sacrifice, that selflessness. Like he's ready to just be one with her. That's why he pulled out the ring. But I will say though, this is still giving more marriage vibes. Like it is beautiful, but I think this is more like for marriage. Like you know what I'm saying? Like this would be like even better if they were actually married, and not just like dating or engagement. It's like you're ready, you're about to be like in that union. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's still really beautiful though to see that commitment and those values of selflessness and doing each other's part as the man and the woman. Like that's amazing. And then yeah, and then it continues saying that te has encruzado todo mi corazón, and yeah, she's like an implant, like she kind of like saved his life kind of thing, like in a way, yeah, like just that's how much like she really means to him and stuff. And then that she's like his reason to being, and honestly, yeah, like I feel like family like is so fundamental, like they really are a reason for being. And once you're able to find your person and get into that union, like that's such a beautiful thing, yo. And then dice la creación o creación, la perfección, una bella mujer. Yeah, again, more compliments to her, and it just reminds me of like the whole Adam and Eve thing, when Jesus was like raising like Eve from Adam, and it just reminds me of that, but like in a more pure way, like before the fall and everything. Like, oh, this is beautiful. Like, yes, Adam, and then take Eve. You know what I'm saying? So, and she's beautiful and perfect for him. It just kind of reminds me of that, and I think this is beautiful. Okay, and then the next group comes out. I don't know if it's the Envy Writers group or MC Magic or something like that, but this is what they had to say. They said, you stood out from your group from across the room. I had to keep my attention on you. Something about that pretty face, that pretty smile. You couldn't help but to get lost in those pretty eyes. And it says, yeah, this girl, she had it all. The type of woman that you take to mama and say, look what I found. Love and companionship. Someone to talk through this rough times who ain't afraid to handle it and understands that my life is different and accepts it. This isn't what I expected. Yes, she beautiful, inside and out. Something hard to find in the world these days. Okay, so that was a long part. There's a little bit more too, actually. I guess I'll just sing it too. Alright, but it says, even on my worst days, she got me happy like a kid waking up on his birthday. This love was different and was based on friendship. I'm letting you know I'm ready to ride out with you. So that's basically like, honestly, the whole part. So yeah, I feel like it's like good because like maybe from like the perspective of guys, it might be good for them to know like, yo, there's actually people that have found their person even in the midst of this crazy world where a lot of you know, it's difficult to find like a good partner, and like it was said here, it's just hard to find in the world these days. So I feel like it's good even for like nowadays, honestly, like this specific situation that we're living in right now. From what I've at least like heard from, honestly, from both guys and girls. So it's just interesting, and so yeah, it could be good. Like from in this particular case from the guy, knowing that like a guy that's listening to this song, knowing that oh look, there's actually another guy that was able to find his girl in the midst of this craziness, and yeah, and knowing what to look for. It's not just looks, but it's also love and companionship and forming that friendship with your partner. So I think that's good. And then from the perspective of a girl, I think this isn't necessarily like the worst thing ever either, because it's like whoever your man is, like they're gonna recognize you that you're like pretty and 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 yeah, just beautiful and stuff like that. And but they're also gonna recognize that you also bring love and companionship, so you're not just this like object or this physical thing, which a lot of songs nowadays make it seem like that's what women are there to do and stuff like that. But in reality, it's I, as a woman, am not just my physical. I also bring love and companionship and into this relationship. You know what I'm saying? And then it's good to know that, like, oh look, us women, we also gotta make sure, even though like guys, they like to be like, oh, manly sometimes or whatever, but we can also be there for them when they're having a rough time, and just not be afraid to handle it, like what it said there and stuff. So I think it's good. Like it just spreads like a good message. And then it says that my life is different. Oh yeah, basically he's talking about the girl that understands that my life is different and accepts it. Now I don't know if he's talking about being a gangster, something like that. I'm not trying to be naive. So hopefully that's not what he's talking about. But let's just pretend like he's not talking about being a gangster, and that's why his life is different. But let's say that it's just like different because maybe he's like maybe more like low income or something like that. Like because yeah, I mean I feel like as a woman, it's not bad to like find somebody that's like hardworking and can provide stability in that way. Take care of you financially and stuff like that. But not everybody just comes from a rich background. So he's talking about. Let's just pretend that he was talking about that. So that's not necessarily the worst thing ever, because really, um, I think that's not bad to think about as well. But yeah, and it says that this isn't even what I expected. That she's beautiful inside and out. Something hard to find. Okay, but yeah, so it's just. It just shouldn't even be something that's like hard to find, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like this would be a good song to transition in, like start getting more songs like this into the world, except fixing the stuff that needs to be fixed. um, but yeah, I think overall it's not the worst thing ever. Oh yeah, and then it says, making sure that this love is based on friendship. Oh, and then the letting you know that I'm ready to ride out with you. I feel like that also kind of hints a little bit to commitment as well. But I think it's better the way that it was put earlier. Like, oh, I gotta make it work with you, or bringing out the ring, literally. So yeah, but I think overall the song, like I said, it's not perfect. It does definitely have a lot to improve on, and especially because they're acting like they're made when they're not, and that could be not the greatest thing in the world. Not gonna lie. Don't do that. So yeah, but I feel like there's some potential, and I feel like yeah, if more songs are written kind of similar like this, but just fixing it, I feel like it'll be cool. Like it sounds like really nice. Like it's a really tough song. If you actually go hear it instead of just listening to me try to rap it, like it actually sounds really nice. And the way that he says it and like actually raps it, like it like conveys all of those emotions on top of just the fact that the words themselves are really like nice and poetic. You know what I'm saying? So definitely check it out. And I mean, just anybody out there trying to be a rapper, like I said, like yo, I would literally pay so much for this type of lyrics. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm broke and everything like that, but you know what? Just to promote it, might as well. Like yeah, just try to break into it. Like don't try to conform to what's going on right now just because everybody thinks it's cool. But because a lot of us, like me, yo, like I stopped listening to hip hop and rap because It's just gross. It just is. But I love the beat and stuff like that. But I just don't like what they be saying. So yeah, now I'm back to like banda and like corridos and stuff. Even with the corridos, yo, we gotta stop with the drug cartels, all that type of stuff. Like glorifying it. But the corridos that talk about good stuff too, they be tough. Anyways, but yeah, we gotta bring back just all the good songs, you know, all the good, like the good beats, everything good, but including the lyrics and the good messages. We don't want to just rot ourselves to death just for entertainment. Like, what in the world? Yo, that's the dumbest thing ever. If we really start thinking about it, like, there's no reason. So yeah. Anyways, good luck to anybody actually trying to be a rapper, and hopefully you take take note of, like, you know, that there's people like me that want to hear good stuff, good messages, good values, all that type of stuff. But yeah, hope everybody has a good day. See ya.